Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam show. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam. Turn it up, it's the pancake and power slam show. Turn it up.
What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? We are here for episode 641, right? Yeah. 641, y'all. 641. How y'all doing? You know what time this is? This is share time, y'all. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Share the link. Go ahead and put that share down. Let's go. Let's go. This is share time. That's what we do in the beginning of PNP. We start off with sharing the video amongst your socials, amongst your Facebook groups, amongst your friends and your family. Wake up your cousin who likes wrestling. Let them know that PNP is on. Let them know that they missed their alarm clock. And they missed their alarm clock. And it's time for pancakes and power slams. It's time for pancakes and power slams. It is time. It is time to share. Absolutely, it's time to share. And go ahead and share your webs, your interwebs. Share it amongst your friends and your family. This is 641 episodes, y'all. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Your support has been awesome. And especially the new, getting the video ready too, that we're going to talk about too. So this is going to be funny. Very interesting subject today. We're going to address some comments. So go ahead and share. People are coming in right now. Hashtag Ask Doc. Be sure to share. Be sure to Deliver this among your socials as we embark in 641 episodes of the Pancakes and Power Slam show. Interesting topic for today. As a part of the show tonight, again, be sure to share this link amongst your family and your friends. Wake up your cousin who said, you know what, man, I can't miss Pancakes and Power Slams tonight. You got to wake them up because you don't want them to miss Pancakes and Power Slams tonight because they said it. They're the one that said it. They said, hey, man, I don't want to miss PNP tonight. I don't want to miss that tonight. So wake them up. And if they start grunting and complaining, you have to say, well, look, you're the one told me to wake you up. You're the one told me that you don't want to miss Pancakes and Power Slams. So let's talk about our subject for tonight. Of course, I'm Dr. Chris Featherstone. This is 641 episodes of the Pancakes and Power Slam show. As the PNP Nation continues to load up, we're going to have some fun. All right, let's jump right into it. Like I said before, we're going to, my format here is transitioning over to being mostly Patreon exclusive, and of course, I'm going to give my the free show some love too. We got to boost up those algorithms, man. I can't do this alone. I got to do it with you all. I depend on you all to share, to like, to comment, to subscribe, because that is going to boost the algorithms for Pancakes and Power Slams, and that's going to let other people know how much we have fun here on the show. So be sure to do that and show some love and help this massive gathering as Dusty Rhodes would say, baby, Starcade Road Tour, Revenge Tour 85, baby. The gathering, the love from the people, the gathering got to come together, and we got to share the video every single week to get rid of those algorithms, to beat those algorithms. The algorithms is Ric Flair. Ric Flair took food. He stole food from my table, baby. And we got to be sure that we take care the gathering together, the algorithm of Ric Flair. We got to be sure that we take him out today and forever with you sharing, liking, comment, and subscribing, if you will, baby. All right, let's get into the subject at hand today. We're going to share this. We're going to have some fun. All right, let's do this. Shout out to Eric, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate your work ethic. Always great content. Nothing like it, really. It's hard to find folks who talk like us. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm a loyal listener, and I don't even know about the show. Well, now you do. Now you do. Av is in the building. What's up, my man? Got some people we will address. Hashtag Ask Doc, and we will address that here in a moment. All right, so we're going to share some screens. So yesterday, let me do a quick backdrop before we get into the content here. So yesterday, I was so just... I was just frustratingly disappointed on how awful Raw was. It was awful. I mean, again, man, I was raised watching wrestling in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I've watched wrestling ever since. I mean, over the past decade, I've been in the wrestling bit, more than a decade now, but I've gotten paid to write for the business for many years. Now I get paid to talk about the business. I've been a journalist and a reporter for over a dozen years now. I've written for Sports Illustrated, Fox Sports, The Inquisitor, Bleacher Report for several years. So I've interviewed over 400, approaching 500 wrestlers. I'm about 500 now. Probably I'm over 500. I stopped counting at 400 wrestlers probably 5 or 6 years ago. So I used to have a wrestler on PNP every single week, and then Sportskeeda loved that so much they brought me over to feature it on Sportskeeda, And basically they wanted, so I ended up having interviews every week on Sportskeeda, which prompted Unscripted. That's how Unscripted came from. And so I would have an interview. I would do all the work every single week to have an interview every single week. And it was a lot of work. I'm glad I didn't have to do it anymore, actually. It was just me and my good friend Bill Apta every week. And I actually like that format better. It's much less work for me and strain for me to go through all that work to find someone to interview every week. For PNP, it was tough too, but I was just really trying to get my brand out. And that was one thing that stuck out PNP for years. I would have a wrestler interview on the show every single week. And so that was a lot. And plus it was, late nights, and it was a lot. And I have to give a huge shout out to all the people who was able to endure 11 o'clock Eastern time interviews, and eventually, even further out than that. So big shout out to people who wrestlers dedicated themselves to PNP. So for many, many years, I interviewed people, and I was able to have some great times with that, and built up a resume as far as interviews and creating a Rolodex, and end up knowing people and having a good relationship with people as far as the wrestling business is concerned. And so and so I've created a really good rapport with a lot of people. And yesterday, back to yesterday, there's more I can go into that, but let's get back to yesterday. Let's get back to Raw. So I was watching Raw. I was just absolutely just totally. I have to watch it. So I have to watch Raw. I get paid to watch Raw and talk about it, which is a huge blessing. I love what I do. Legion of Raw is great. I love Legion of Raw because I literally get paid to watch wrestling and talk. I just absolutely obliterate it if I think it's crap. I mean, I'm a huge sports fan. So people know I'm a huge Ohio State football fan. Huge. I'm a huge Ohio State football fan. So, but if my team stinks, I'm gonna let the world know that they stink. Like, I'm not one of those delusional fans that is going to justify every bad decision. That doesn't cause anyone to grow. It doesn't challenge anyone healthily. I'm going to say they're trash if they're trash. And yesterday, I was so just I was grossed out by how bad Raw was to me, because I was so disappointed with all the build. Like, you're only 2 more Raws away from the second biggest pay-per-view. It's at least been promoted for years. I mean, it's been a franchise for decades now. Promoted as your second biggest pay-per-view of the year, SummerSlam. Your build for that has been absolutely abysmal. It's been horrible. You don't know if Priest is a babyface. You've had plenty of weeks to turn him. He's still on the babyface, because guess what? You do a heel segment, and then 2 more weeks left with Raw. The best thing you have is street trash. That's the story arc. The story arc is street trash, and Priest still wasn't getting all the way cheered. They're doing a horrible job making him a babyface. He's not even turning. Like, he's not even a turn. Like, it's just like, okay, I'm a heel and I want people to root for this heel more. Instead of even making the effort of making the turn, they just said, okay, well, I just want this heel to get over more. Well, he didn't. Like, he was still getting booed. And then they sent over Braun Strowman right after that segment, who's a full-fledged babyface. Horrible booking, horrible Raw. 2 weeks before SummerSlam, 2.5 weeks before SummerSlam. Absolutely ridiculous and embarrassing for them to this close to the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. This is what you give us. I was so disappointed. And even to add insult to injury, Sheamus just randomly comes out to a new song. Just randomly. I mean, just nothing. And this guy's been there for 15 years. And he's going backwards. He's going backwards as far as his song choice. Now, Written in My Eyes, a lot of people like that. It's cool, but I actually like the other one too. I really like the other one. I mean, he went back to Written in My Eyes, I think it was called, Too Many Lies. He went back to it at the beginning, and then for all these years, fans were like, man, I want Sheamus to go back to Too Many Lies. I want him to go back. So he goes back to it. And so he goes back for a few weeks. Fans are like, okay, cool, Sheamus is back. And then they randomly give him some generic Player B stock music Irish song that you can find on a no copyright YouTube channel. It was absolutely deplorable. So I'm not going to play it because, WWE is strike it and remove it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the comments section, and I'm going to go through, I mean, of course, I don't do profanity. I don't endorse any profanity that's said on here, but I am going to go through these comments as far as Sheamus's. And so I was like, you know what, man? I know I'm not the only one who thinks Sheamus's random generic Player B Irish, whip song was just an absolute backwards movement from Sheamus, who's been there for 15 years. So this is what the comments were in this. All right. So there's the entrance. I'm not going to play it. It's pure blank compared to Written in My Face. Fire Death Rebel now. This S stinks. Will pay for their war crimes. Garbage. Switch it back. Death Rebel. When it comes to wrestling, I'm going to actually enhance this so you can see these. Here we go. When it comes to making absolute garbage, music is their job, from the most prestigious companies in the world. Change it back. It's horrible. Should have asked, how are we hating? Look at all these comments. It effing sucks. Bring back Too Many Limes. The answer was going to be, it effing sucks. Bringing My Face back. I mean, look at this. Not a fan of this at all. Just unanimously, no one likes it. Like, delete the song. It's horrible. Everyone just hate change no matter what. So that was kind of a positive one. Horrible, generally change it, not liking it at all. Okay, there you go. It's a banger. We got one. Fire Death Rebel. Awful. So we're looking at about 98.5% of people fail. I wonder if Sheamus likes it. Like, I mean, this is bad. Someone's having a Fire Death Rebel hashtag, which I don't think Death Rebel's all bad, though. I will say that. If I'm not mistaken, they did Finn Balor's theme song too, and I actually like Finn Balor's new theme song. That is not. It's Written in My Face that it's not that good. Generic, man. Bring back Too Many Limes alone. Mid. Don't think anyone likes it. We had it perfectly, and then Roman Reigns cries. I mean, look at this mess, man. Look at this. Like, no one likes the song. No one likes this song. It's horrible, man. It's absolutely horrible. Like, and this is what makes it weird to me. This is what makes it weird to me. Aren't you doing these things for the audience? Like, isn't that the goal for the audience? And why in the world would you try to help someone's career? Like you're rewarding someone for being dedicated to your career for 15 years by giving them horrible theme song that was worse than all the other theme songs they previously had. Make that make sense to me. I don't understand how that makes sense. It doesn't. And so I just think that it was absolutely horrible what they did with Sheamus. Give that man too many lines back. Give that man written in my face back. Come on, man. What did Sheamus do? The boy's been there for 15 years. I'm about to go Hurley He Boy on you right now. Chris Farley, Adam Sandler. Let the boy have his music back. Huh? Like, I just think it's just the logic that comes with, oh, how about this? Let's change his music. Let's go ahead and change his music. And Def Rebel, you got something for me? Okay, cool. We'll go ahead and give him that one. It's just the logic behind that makes absolutely no sense to me. For someone who's been there for 15 years, who's bust his butt, who's been super dedicated and loyal to the company, he gets music worse off. And not like Sheamus was not the talk of the town more than his music was. If someone's bad music is more of a talking point than the person himself, we've got a problem. Houston, we have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. All right, with that being said, you know what time it is, and now it is time for the question cave. All right. So how we doing it this time when it comes to question camp? So here's the thing. You see this? Patreon.com/pancakes and power slams. We're going to do some Summerfest. Some Summerfest trivia. And yeah, man, we're gonna make it happen. All right. So with that being said, let's get into the questiones. Hashtag AskDoc. And of course, hey, look, if you want to hang out with me, let's hang out on the Patreon. Let's do it. Let's hang out on the Patreon. And so I'm not going to go through all of the questions just because I'm going to spend more time with my patrons. And thank you for my patrons, though. Like my patron game is like growing, y'all. Like I'm getting a bunch of patrons now. Thank y'all, man. We had like a full house. We've been having a full house, man, with people on my screen. It's full screen. And then the patrons can watch the videos on archive too. And yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun, man. So thank y'all. Thank y'all, PNP Nation, for coming through on the Patreon. I've been having a lot of fun. So we'll go through some questions for about 15 minutes or so. And then I can't promise you that I'm going to address all your questions because I'm going to spend some time with my patrons hanging out. Today, we're going to do a SummerSlam trivia. So it's going to be lots of fun. All right. So with that being said, let's get to it. Hashtag AskDoc. Hashtag AskDoc. We're going to start with the people. The People Wrestling Channel. The People Wrestling Channel. The People's Wrestling Channel. There you go. How do I feel about Big Show leaving AEW? I mean, not a surprise whatsoever. Do I think he comes back to WWE? I can see him coming back to be in the Hall of Fame. I can definitely see him being in the WWE Hall of Fame. As far as coming back for a wrestling role, I can see a Royal Rumble appearance. Yeah, I mean, I can see a Royal Rumble appearance. Definitely won't have any type of prominent role. However, he can come back to compete against Chad Gable to see who becomes number one in the heel face turns. I think right now he's got some competition with Chad Gable. Like him and Gable, the heel face. I mean, Orton's kind of like, creeping up there too, especially if he turns against Cody. But right now you got like Chad Gable, Big Show battle out on these heel face turns. And so I can see the Big Show returning and say, oh no, you don't. Oh no, you don't. You will not beat me in these heel face turns. Oh no, you don't. Halloween Havoc is going to be on pay-per-view the first time in 24 years. I did see that. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Rollins in the building. Oh yeah, the Edge had the best heel. Yeah. We'll talk about that at the after party. What's up? What's up, my man? What's up, Rollin? Is there a glitch or bug with the sports Kita brain bust? Man, I don't know, bro. I mean, you guys played it twice. I played it once. It always comes down to some mics. 5-10, the answer is always Steamboat. Bruh. I am told by the higher ups to plug the Brainbuster initiative. And I'm like, hey man, y'all pay me very well. I'm definitely not going to argue with highlighting a daggone Brainbuster game. So, I mean, my good buddy Bill After wanted to do all the, all the bells and whistles announcements. I was like, nah, man, let's just hurry up and get this over with. I mean, I don't have anything to do with that. The only thing that I do is promote it, and all the IT people back in the back of all that, they deal with that. So I do not know. So the Miz biography was pretty good. Premiered Sunday night. Good, man. I mean, that's not a surprise. That's not a surprise that the Miz biography was good. He's been there for a long time, man. So definitely does not surprise me whatsoever that they would have a good biography from him. He's been there like almost 20 years now. You missed me interviewing wrestlers. You know what, man? It was fun, man. It was really fun while I did it. I really had a lot of fun and a good time interviewing wrestlers. It was just so taxing, man. That was the big thing for me. Shout out to the Chris Van Vliets of this world. Like I could definitely see myself, like, if I really had the time. I've got a couple things with that. One, I've interviewed hundreds of wrestlers. So like, well, here's I'm dropping a hint for somebody. I need me a good editor, because what I want to start doing is I want to start bringing back those interviews that I've done throughout PNP and bringing them back and reposting them and doing them with shorts. I've interviewed so many people, man. I was just thinking about like the Johnny Fairplays of this world that I interviewed, and I interviewed Rosie before he passed away. Like I interviewed so many people. I interviewed daggone the Goon, Bill Irwin. Like I've interviewed so many people. Like I used to go through a list. I used to go through like every company of like, oh yeah, I want to interview that guy. That was when I was in college, when I was in school. I mean, I would spend time. I worked at a call center, and I was a student. I was a student working at a call center, and I was bored out of my mind. But when I'm bored, my concept with boredom is there's always something to do. So even if I'm feeling bored, I'm not like in a state of boredom, so to speak. Like I got to figure something out to do. So I figured something out to do, and I would always go through like lists of companies and remind myself of wrestlers from like old companies, and I would find a way to contact them. I got a huge Rolodex of wrestlers' numbers, and someone would know someone who had their number, and I would call them, and it was a lot of fun, man. But it took so much on time that I do not have now. I have 3 jobs that takes a lot of time and energy, so I don't have it. But here's the good news: I will be covering SummerSlam again this week. I mean, this year in a few weeks, and so I'll be doing a lot of interviews. I'll be interviewing WWE wrestlers again, and I'll be going to WrestleCon and interviewing some people again. So it'll be just like last year. And so I'll get my interview fix in when that comes. But as far as a weekly thing, man, I mean, just so much time that I don't have. All right, Zoo Bear. Honestly, what was the difference from this week to other weeks? Raw and WWE hasn't been constantly good probably since the early days of the PG era starting. My opinion went down here since 2009. I mean, yeah, man, 2000, even then, that was what? That was 5 years ago. So we're looking at, 15 years ago. I'm sorry. 15 years ago. So we're looking at about like 26 or 25. 25 was Michaels and Taker. Yeah, I mean that series was amazing. 25 and 26. So that was what, 09 and 2010 was 25 and 26. Yeah, that series was great. That was money. But I mean, then you get, a lot of Cena stuff, and Cena Miz was 27 after that, which was horrible. People talk. Look, man, I might be in the minority when it comes to this, man. I will say that John Cena is one of the hardest working people from what I know. I mean, I'm friends with many people in the business that, I pick their brains and ask them questions as a journalist, and now as a friend. Across the board, I mean, there's some people who aren't fans of John Cena because of how they treat them, and they've told me about that, via text. But across the board, man, people say that they admire Cena's work ethic. So I will give him that. Into the grave. John Cena's work ethic, from what I've heard, amazing, second to none. So I definitely give him that. As someone who's a hard worker myself, my guy, big shout out, big kudos to John Cena when it comes to his work ethic. However, when it comes to doing some shady stuff, that's a whole different ball game, man. A lot of times people kind of got to do some shady things to get to the top, and a lot of times that's at the expense of other people. And I will say, man, the Cena era just didn't cut it for me, man. Didn't cut it. The fans turned on them. Fans start chanting Cena sucks because they got tired of it. The numbers start to dwindle down. The Cena era was the era that caused the numbers to dwindle down the most, because before him was ruthless aggression. And that was, RA was the advent of Lesnar and Orton and Batista and Cena. And so they were still cooking at that time. That was when they had the SmackDown 6. They were cooking, man. They were cooking. And numbers were showing it too. And then Cena took over in 2005. And since then, it became a niche product. So, I mean, that's during the Cena era, man. And so that's the thing. I don't see how the Cena era helped pro wrestling, just as far as just popularity is concerned. I don't see it. So let's see here. Talk about Hawk Tour and the very best man argument. That's going to be funny. Let's do it. Trust Fund song trend. No, I haven't. Haven't heard of that song. Tony's not a big fan of Def Rebel. Let's see here. All right, I'm just looking at Axe Docs, whatever pops up. Off topic, but what do you think about what happened to Trump on Saturday? Gosh. I won't be going to much of that. I will just say that I pledge my allegiance to Jesus. Let's go. Dion, Raw is horrible. Drew still upset. The Bo Dallas part, Rhea versus Liv, Dom custody again, maybe. Oh, brother. Yeah, I mean, it was just a cluster mess. It was just a big, just ball of chaos. It was chaos. You're creating chaos, you know, uh, in some change weeks leading into SummerSlam. You're still creating a bunch of chaos that there's not matches set in stone. Like from what I understand, what matches are set in stone? There's the King of the Ring winners, King and Queen of the Ring winners. So that's Gunther versus Priest. That's in stone because of Gunther winning the King of the Ring. Nia Jax versus Bayley because she won the Queen of the Ring. I look at SmackDown. I mean, I see like SmackDown highlights on socials, whatever they post. Basically, you got LA Knight and Logan Paul just about confirmed, but I think LA Knight was still trying to draw out a contract, so that hasn't been set in stone yet. You've got 2 matches. Am I missing something? The mid-card title matches. There's no mid-card title match set in stone right now. Tag team title matches, nothing. DIY is, from what I understand, there's no match that's been set in stone with them. There has been 0 progress with Finn Balor and JD McDonough as champions. Nothing there. Like, again, SummerSlam is a couple of weeks away. I mean, we doing this now when it comes to booking for the biggest pay-per-view of the second half of the year. Ooh, this is bad, man. This is bad. Again, AxeDoc, hashtag AxeDoc. Yeah, I mean, if you can help me, if you can help me, Aaron, I mean, I will start a TikTok for to and just look at my PNP stuff, put a little thing, some music behind it. I'll if you want to man that job and look at my archived interviews, the hundreds that I have on the PNP podcast, the Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, man, go for it. Just, I mean, grab some. We can message me. We can get this TikTok started when it comes to PNP. I just don't have the time for it. But yeah, man, if you wanna man that project and boost up PNP and get some of my old interviews on TikTok, or I've done some YouTube shorts, but I'm totally a fan of YouTube shorts too, because the shorts, if we keep doing this with shorts, that'll just boost up my my page algorithm. So I'm a big fan of that too. I know you got a lot of podcasts, but would you and Vince do a Ruthless Era versus Attitude Era? See, if we get paid for it, yes, absolutely. Ric Flair and Lana's left WWE. Yeah, so that's something we can talk about too on the after party. Cool. I see Eric. Yeah, Eric. I'll read this because I see it here on the bottom, but hashtag AxeDoc. I'll just go through and look at the ones stand out with AxeDoc because I'll be heading over to the after party. Did we ever do a radio show with you and Sid Vicious? I know Bill After did, but I can't remember if you did. Sid Vicious has been on my show before. He has been on PNP before. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. We heading over to the after party, man. This was good and sweet and fast. So patreon.com/ pancakes and power slams, patreon.com/ pancakes and power slams. Look, y'all, guess what? It is less than $1 a week. you know what? It's just a simple. We appreciate what you do for this evening, for this time, for this avenue, this time frame to collectively come together and talk wrestling at almost 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. So starting at 11:40 a.m., 11:45. And so, yeah. So you saying, you know what? Thank you. I'm going to pay less than $1 a week to show my gratitude for what you do for us. So thank you. I appreciate that in advance. And I appreciate the influx of patrons that I've been receiving in the past few months. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. And we're heading over there. So with that being said, patreon.com says pancakes and power slams. Let's do this. Let's do that. Yeah. 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 We head over to the Patreon. Go to the Patreon.